Infinite love, beautiful people. Welcome back to a new inquiry. What is the one true action, the only right action to do in all the circumstances, which is not limited by the culture, by the nationality, by the different race? What is common for all human mankind? And that action is right under all circumstances. Let us find out together. Infinite love, beautiful people. Welcome back to our new video. What is this extraordinary thing that we are talking about today? What is this extraordinary action that can be right in every moment, in every culture, in every religion, right for every human being on this world? That is compassion. But what kind of compassion? Is that compassion of a doctor? Is that compassion of a human being that becomes saint, sells everything and goes to help someone, give everything? No, it is something completely different. And we will today inquire together and have an insight into what this is. So, to find out what kind of compassion is this, we have to start observing for ourselves. When we give attention in our life, we become present in a moment. We leave all the past that we have collected. And all of this past is a human consciousness in which we have been born, brought it up, and we have downloaded all of this memory from our ancestors, from our parents, and also we have created some of our own. And all of this becomes conditioning that is holding this intelligence inside you, that is removing you from love and compassion, because it isolates, it creates ego, it creates center. When you start developing the skill of observation, when you start giving love, you start to move away from the self, from the center, from the ego, from the I am, and you see it completely. Then, when you are completely aware of this, when you are in the moment, when you are attentive, this center starts to melt. And be aware, the ego cannot be melted completely because it is needed in this life, because it is part of you. But when you have this freedom to watch it, then completely different supreme intelligence comes into a being inside of you. And how is this happening? Because we are living a life that is always guided by the knowledge, by the thought, that is very limited. And why is it limited? Because everything that you haven't seen and collected, you can recall only part of it. And this part also is being created and translated into a word. For example, when you see magnificent mountain, you can only say magnificent mountain. And then someone has to create an image about it. So it's not that anymore. It is very limited. And all of this knowledge prevents you to operate at your full intelligence. So the more you develop the skill of observation, the more you are shredding away all of that which was collected before, and you stay now, not burdened with that what was, but you are completely present in the moment. And that is very important, because we are living always in now. There is no psychological time. We will always, and we have always experienced always now. There was never tomorrow, there was never before, there is always now. So when you see this for yourself completely, when you are attentive, when you listen, when you observe, then something extraordinary happens. Your mind becomes completely quiet. You know, you have seen this when you watch the beautiful mountain, when you watch the beautiful sunset. Just the moment you listen your favorite music, are you thinking? No, because you are listening. and the product of that is complete silence. When you are listening, you are learning. You are learning from yourself. And then something extraordinary also comes into being, and that is compassion. This compassion is right action for entire human mankind, for every culture, every religion, for every moment that you do in your life becomes the right action, because it is from compassion. And this compassion also born its own intelligence. This intelligence is not the same as intelligence that we have in our normal life, that is from thinking, from conclusions, from trying to solve some problems. This intelligence is completely different. It is universal, it flows through you because you have opened your mind to it. And this intelligence is also love. When you have love, when you have compassion, then you see what is needed to be done in every moment. And when you see what is needed to be done, you do it with love and compassion. Because this intelligence comes from love, it's not greedy, it's not the intelligence that wants something, but actually does something with love. And it is completely different from compassion that we have used to. That is compassion that comes from a thought. This compassion is calculated, it is robotic. We do it because we have learned that someone told us it is good to help someone, but we do not do it because we see that it's needed to be done. But when you are free from all of this conclusion, when you observe, when you listen, you see what is needed to be done. And also, every human being that is listening and observing is connected to this universal intelligence and compassion and love. So you become completely different. Your brain cells changes because you receive this love and compassion, because it is everywhere around us. Just our ego isolates us. This compassion is something completely different from all and everything that we have lived. This compassion becomes the right action for everything. No matter what you do in your life, when you give attention to someone who is needing it, when you give attention to yourself when you need it, you are giving compassion and love. So please, as always, test this for yourself. Give attention in your life. Observe yourself how you act in relationship with other human beings, because we are related with everything and everyone, but we just don't see it. And when we don't see this relationship, then the suffering occurs. When you see and when you do what is needed to be done, not what you like or don't like, your life becomes completely different. The total revolution happens inside your life. And you will see that it is good because it comes from compassion and love. Thank you for inquiring with me. Until next video, infinite love to all of you beautiful.